morning guys, good evening to you all, and welcome to, shall we say, another video on the channel. This isn't going to be like a super long video, so I won't keep you too long. However, I thought now's a really cool time to express the way I feel and to share with you guys how I feel within myself and how far I've come so far as a HGV driver. Since day one, I started my journey as a driver, basically. Now, this may bore some people. This video, some people watch this video and actually see some sort of inspiration maybe with it. I don't know, but it was a video I wasn't actually going to record. But I feel like now is a really good time to tell you guys, especially for new drivers coming into the industry who are unsure about coming into the industry, who have just joined the industry maybe, who've just passed their Class 1 or Class 2 licence, you know, their heavy good vehicles qualification. You're currently looking for work, or you just got into a job and you're going through a bit of a tough time, and you're not sure whether it's actually for you or not. Maybe, you know, there's a number of whys and questions sometimes that go around in your mind, and sometimes you doubt yourself, you question yourself, was this the right move? Now, I did a video recently. In fact, my last video was, is a career in HGV driving actually worth it? And I posted that video purely because I go through sort of ups and downs in my life and in my own sort of journey as a HGV driver, if you like, because I'm on the road a lot. You know, I don't see my wife, don't see my daughter as much as you'd like to. You don't see your loved ones as much as you want to, but that's part and parcel of the job you've got into. And if you've got a good strong foundation with your home life, your wife, you've got a good relationship, you understand each other, you know, it all works just nicely. But it doesn't work for everybody. So I want to record this. I want to share with you how far I've come so far, where I am with it, how I feel, and where do I see my future possibly. But that's a question mark itself, because one minute I'll fancy trying this, next minute I want to do this, then that, then this, and blah, blah, blah. And sometimes things change very quickly in this industry, and so does your thinking. But for those that have been following me since day one on this journey, I hope the lighting here is okay, by the way. It's not the greatest, is it? Let's turn some lighting on. There we go, it's a bit better. For those that have been following me since, you know, day dot, when I first started my training with Mainstream in Sittingbourne, for those that obviously don't know my background, you know, I was ex-military. I did just under 10 years in the forces. I was a sales professional for a very big corporation, in retail sales, that is. And I've had a number of jobs through the years in telecoms and stuff like that as well. Going into HGV driving was something I've always wanted to do since I was a kid. I was really into my cars, my lorries, my trucks, all that. I had a real fascination for it when I was younger. And even when I was in the military, I really wanted to get my licenses. I just didn't have the opportunity to get them. Friends of mine did, but I didn't. So that was a real sort of downer for me, because I really wanted to leave with something. When I left the military, I wanted to leave with a qualification that would stand me in good stead for possibly the rest of my working life. I didn't get that in the forces. I got friends who did, and who left the forces, went straight into Class 1 and Class 2, or Class 2 work mainly. It was actually with a couple of friends I had who I no longer speak to, unfortunately, but people grow apart. And they'd done really well for themselves, and I was pretty gutted that I didn't get mine. But things happen for a reason in life, and you find your own journey, your own path to where you want to go to eventually anyway. Cut long story short, it's something I've always wanted to do. Post-COVID, I saw an opportunity with a boot camp situation. A friend of mine who is a friend of mine His name's Adam. I'm not sure if Adam still watches my videos, but Adam's on my Instagram. He was, I think it was Adam, wasn't it? He was the one who, was it Nick? It was Nick or Adam. They were the ones, I was at a wedding, in fact. It was a friend, my neighbour's wedding from where I lived before. And they mentioned the boot camp to me. I was not totally oblivious of the boot camp course. They said, and I spoke to them, something I want to get into. I want some stability in my life. I want something to help me for the rest of my working life. If I need it, it's there. And trucks was always something I had a fascination with. It's always something that's going to be on the roads. I know we've got AI now and robots around and they're going to take over our jobs. We can say that for the next 30, 40, 50 years. It may never happen. It may happen. But they were the ones at the wedding that really mentioned to me. And I looked up the following day with an extremely dirty hangover and noticed that the boot camp was actually true. I didn't believe it when I first saw it because of the driver shortage that everyone, disagrees with. Driver shortage in the country, saying we need an extra 50,000 drivers, 400,000. The numbers were crazy. Anyway, I saw the opportunity, I applied for it. At the time, the qualification was you had to be a taxpayer, national insurance, in full-time employment, and be a UK resident and have a passport or something like that. There was a number of ticks. You had to tick the boxes and then a number of things to get into the boot camp. Anyway, long story short, I got in, blah, 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 did home study, did my boot camp. It took about 2 or 3 months for me to complete the boot camp process. That was including my practical training as well. And here I am today. Now, who would have thought when I first started, I started on nights, didn't work for me. I worked on walking floors for a short period of time, although I did enjoy it and got a lot of experience in such a short space of time. It was a tramping role. Unfortunately, the company I worked for didn't work out for me. I didn't agree with a number of things. The pay didn't make sense considering I was sleeping in the truck. I was losing night out money. There was a number of reasons behind that I just didn't agree with, and I was quite glad to move on, is all I'm going to say on that. A lot of people know the company, so I haven't got to tell people companies and stuff. I've got videos. Go back and have a look. And in such a short, then I started doubting myself. I started thinking, well, is this really for me? Am I cut out to be doing this? Can I really find some stability with a job? I really want to be happy. I really want to find something I enjoy doing. It became a really frustrating phase of my life at the early stages of being a HGV driver because I couldn't get settled. And that was tough. That was really tough. And I know a lot of people who are new drivers who've probably had 2 or 3 jobs in 6 months, for example, because it does happen a lot. It's really hard to find your feet and find the right company for you and work out whether the pay, the working hours, the truck you drive, the living conditions, the bonuses, the perks of the job, whether it fits you and your lifestyle. And that's hard to find. So a lot of us do go through that phase where we start to doubt ourselves. Is this really for me? Now, I've been documenting my journey since day one, and I've had a number of people doubt me from day one. In fact, from the first few months of me recording, I had a number of people doubt me and say, you won't even see 12 months, Billy. You won't even see 6 months, Billy. This is not for you. Blah, 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 blah. And I'd like to think I've proved the doubters wrong to a degree. And I think I have. So I'm proud of myself in that respect. And that's not the reason why I'm still doing it, just to prove everyone wrong. Absolutely not. But I'm just going back on my little mini journey so far. It wasn't until it wasn't until actually I joined my company now, George Baker. On the curtain side, I was given an opportunity. I was one of the very first drivers in, based at Tilbury, because the curtain side work was something new the business went into, because they mainly specialise in exports and imports, so shipping, so container work mainly. And the curtain side of work was pretty new to the business, so it was very gun ho from from day one. I saw an opportunity, I applied for it. I got a phone call from Mark, one of the directors, and John, obviously being one of my managers, and I haven't looked back. I really haven't looked back, which I'll come on to shortly. I was given opportunity. 3 of us started as drivers, or 4 of us, and out of them 4 of us who started, only 2 of us still remain. 2 have left, and the company are still bringing drivers in. People come, people go. Works out for some, doesn't work out for others. You see faces come and go in this industry all the time, and you'll notice that if you're a new driver, you'll see faces come in the industry all the time, especially if you're with a company for like a year. You'll see different faces all the time because people come and go. That's just the way the industry is. People chase the money. Rather than chasing the, well, I like to say chasing the dream, rather than chasing happiness, being happy with what you do, as well as being comfortable with the money, they just chase the money. So when they see a pound sign elsewhere that pays more for a similar work, they go and do that. They just want to go where the money is. But for me personally, it's about being happy in earning a good living, a good wage, and enjoying what you do is most important for me. For me, it's about being happy with what you're doing. The money's important, of course it is, but you can't buy happiness. And if you enjoy what you do, the money, you know, if it fits your lifestyle, will come. So at the early stages of my journey, it was tough. It wasn't until I came to George Baker, I felt like I was given an opportunity and I wanted to grasp it with both hands. I saw a window of opportunity to grasp hold of and knuckle down, and you know, yes, I've got to sacrifice things at home, but I wanted to get my experience in curtainside work. I quite like the physical activity, the physical side of it. I quite like not just driving, getting out and strapping it. You know, I like all that. Yes, it's crap in snow, in rain, in windy conditions. It is shite. But overall, I like the mixture of my days. Every day is different. And what I saw in this company is not only a chance for me to gain some great experience, but because they were focused on general haulage mainly, I knew I'd see a lot of the country. A lot of the country I have never seen before through my whole life. Now, when I was in the military, I've seen a number of different countries outside the UK. Operational tours, adventure training, that sort of stuff. R&R, I think we used to call it. If it's still called that, I don't know, ex-military. And I saw an opportunity. I grasped it with both hands. I got myself settled. I wanted to prove to the company that you can trust me to get on with the work and get the work complete, because I've got a passion and I truly enjoy what I'm doing. I enjoy what I do and I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and I really want to make the most of this opportunity. So for me, it was finding a company where I was happy. I'm happy. I've been happy with George Baker. I've got a nice, well, I've had 2 trucks since I've been. I had a Volvo 500. I've now got a Volvo 460, just over a year old. And I drive a decent truck. I've got all the facilities I need: TV, microwave, fridge, freezer. I've got everything I need in here to survive on the road. They give you everything you need, which is great. Makes a driver's life a lot easier. Now, was tramping something I was looking to go into originally? Not really, no. And my wife will tell you to this day that this wasn't the plan, Billy, for you to go and become a tramper. It really wasn't. But my wife is very supportive. She struggles at times when I'm not around. But overall, she wants me to be happy, and she supports me 100% because she knows I need to gain my experience. And some things in life you have to sacrifice to gain other things in life to push you on to where you want to be in your life or in your career, for example. So there are sacrifices that you have to make as a tramper, is what I'm trying to say. Is it easy for me as a driver, looking back now, 2.5 years on so far in my career as a HGV driver, as a tramper? No, it's not. And I'll be completely honest with you on this one, it can be very difficult sometimes. When you're on your own a lot, the isolation kicks in without realising it. But that's when you know you need to have a break. Now, like I said, that's not me saying I can't handle being a HGV driver. Absolutely not. Because although I have these small challenges and sort of setbacks, if you like, and we all have them, and don't kid yourself, we all have them. No matter how long you've been driving for, we all have them. You always come back to the truck and say, I still enjoy my job. I still enjoy doing what I do for a living. I still got a passion for what I do. And it's hard to find something that you enjoy doing that you sometimes hate, but you enjoy it at the same time, if that makes sense. So, and when you find something you're good at and you feel you're good at, it's hard to let that go as well. So what I'm saying is, although I have my downfalls, I have good days and bad days, I have good weeks and bad weeks, whatever, nature of the business, I always come back to it and say, but I enjoy what I do for a living. That could change next year, that could change the year after, who knows? No one knows what's around the corner. But the biggest thing for me, and I think the biggest thing coming into this industry for new drivers, for the short space of time that I've been doing it, it's consistency, it's self-discipline, and it's organisation. Keeping yourself organised and in good health as much as you possibly can. Because when you're on the road, it's a very sort of lonely place, it can be. And how you deal with that is very important. That's why a lot of ex-military personnel go into lorry driving, because they're independent, they're self-disciplined, they're OCD when it comes to admin. They like being clean, tidy. Their timings are very, strict on timings. I don't like being late to a job, but if I'm late, I'm like, damn it. But it is what it is. That's the industry we're in. You can't always be on time because you have no control over the roads, no control over anything. The planners plan our work. We do our best to get to the job on time. If we don't, we get there, we get the job done. So that's why a lot of ex-military people do join this industry. So what I'm trying to say is, 2.5 years on, where do I see myself going from here? Well, I'm currently a tramper. I'm still a tramper. I'm still working for my current company. I've qualified. I've got my ADR license now, so I've got my dangerous goods qualification, which is an achievement for me. Something I wanted to tick and do. Whether I use it or not I'm not sure yet. I haven't used it so far, so I still don't know. But it's something I really wanted to tap into to see if it was for me. And I'm still not sure whether it is or not. But tanker work is something I'm probably not going to go into, because that's not really where my passion lays. Although you never know what's around the corner. So I've achieved that. Having that ticket is fantastic. I've put it in my wallet. There's my ADR ticket. So I've got that, and I've got everything apart from explosives and explosives and radiation. Is it radioactive? I think it is. So that's a massive achievement for me. My next step from here, I'm looking to possibly do my CPC Transport Manager's qualification. Where I go with that, I have no idea just yet. It's difficult. I'm not going to do something if I'm not going to use it. Now, I could say the same about ADR, but I thought I would use it, but I haven't used it because, yeah, for a number of reasons. But with the CPC Transport Manager's qualification, do I want to be a transport manager? Not sure, because it'll take me away from driving. I enjoy driving these machines. I really enjoy driving. I enjoy seeing the country. I enjoy being out and about. And that's why I became a truck driver, because you see amazing places. I've seen so much of Wales, not Scotland so much, but I've seen that in the past anyway, but I haven't really done a great deal of work there. But other beautiful places in the UK I have seen. And it's absolutely amazing when you go places and you see such beauty. And you don't realise how great and how lovely this country looks when you go to certain places. For such a small island, there's so much to it. And as a tramper who does long distance general haulage, you will see so much of the country. So if you like to be out and about, this is definitely a great job to be in, is what I'd say on that one. I've also considered continental work recently on maybe whether I should look for a new challenge and go across Europe. It's something I have considered as well. I've also considered a number of things that you know, whether it's something I want to do. I'm not someone who likes to sit still. I like to achieve things in life. I like to upskill. I don't like to stand still is what I'm trying to say. That's not me saying that I'm looking to leave my company tomorrow. Absolutely not. But you never know what's around the corner. And when you're always trying to reach new heights, you want new challenges, right? There's nothing wrong with that in life. So don't be afraid to do that. Now, there are a lot of people that love their job, love working for a certain company, and they've been there 10 years, 15, 20 years. There's nothing wrong with that either. If you're content and happy and it fits around you, there's nothing wrong with that. But with me, I do like a new challenge. I like a challenge. And that's just in my genes. It's in the blood. You know, I record my day-to-day activities on YouTube. It didn't cost me a penny to get started, although the cameras cost money. But apart from that, that was the only outlay, recording this with you guys. Recording on this GoPro cost me money. But it's an investment into something I enjoy doing, and I love speaking to you guys. So the channel has really come a long way since I've been documenting my journey so far as a driver. And it's part of my driving career as well. Not every company likes a driver to do that. Not every company wants you to do that. But it's something I enjoy doing. I like to educate. I like to raise awareness. And I like to network. That's it. And that's why I do what I do. Was it something I planned? Absolutely not. But here we are today. So what I'm trying to say is, the journey so far has been a rocky one at times, but has been a good one as well. And in such a short space of time, I have learned so much as a HGV driver, on the roads, in general haulage, hauling so much, from supermarket work to dock work at the ports, to doing pallet work, to doing builders merchant work, to doing construction work, or construction site work should I say. There's so much I've done in such a short space of time of my driving career, and I've learned so much as well. So I'm very, very grateful that I was given the opportunity at George Baker. I'm still here today, and who knows what the future holds for me. I don't know. I'm always looking to improve myself, and that's the most important thing to me. And there's nothing wrong with you improving yourself, you know. So it's an interesting one. So this video is pretty much off the cuff, by the way. It was something I really wanted to record with you guys and express where I am now at this point in my career on the channel. And the biggest, if I could end this video on a high, the biggest bit of advice I'm going to give you as a new driver just coming into the industry, or if you're looking to come into the industry, is to be patient. Patience, patience, patience. Because going back to what I've just mentioned a little while ago, there's been a few occasions where I thought, this isn't for me, in my early stages of my driving career, where I had a lot of people doubting me. I then started doubting myself, and self-doubt can be a killer in life and in work, no matter what. So don't self-doubt yourself. Have confidence and belief in your ability, and keep learning. And another bit of advice I would give you is, if you've got one or two really experienced drivers around you who you can learn off and have on the end of the phone, it's going to make your life 10 times easier. You'll learn quicker as well. And I'm grateful enough to have a few drivers who I still speak to today, who I used to work with for George Baker, who are no longer with us. They work for different companies, are still driving, who are great guys. I still speak to them today. And if I ever need a bit of help, let a bit of steam off, I'll ring them for a chat. It's so good for your mental health, your well-being, and it's really good to have drivers around you who can be friends of yours on the road and who have a lot more experience than you, who can give you that little bit of guidance and that little bit of a lift whenever you need it, because we all need that, our finders drivers. A company will do their very best to support drivers, and I totally get that, but it doesn't always work. So having good people around you in the industry, you may not agree with everything drivers say and do who have been doing it a lot longer than you, and there are a lot of very negative drivers out there who hate their job and have been doing it 30 years, but they're still doing it, so they can't hate it that much, right? I know a lot of you guys comment on my videos as well, who have been driving for many years, and who say I have no idea about this industry, and that's absolutely fair. It's your opinion, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm from a different generation to that person. So, and times are changing in the industry, times are changing, technology's taking over. You either move with the times or you get left behind. So, a very short video for you today, nearly half an hour. I said 20 minutes, but it's half an hour nearly. But I'm so glad I got into this industry. Who knows what the future holds for me? I don't know. I love what I do. I'm always looking for and seeking for a new challenge. But it's a move that I don't regret, is what I'm trying to say. I don't regret it at all. And just to rewind slightly, another reason why I've recorded this video now is because I've had a few messages on social media regarding, are you looking to leave anytime soon? How are you finding things? You seem a little bit down on your last few videos, and it's not about me feeling down, because I did say to you, when I'm going through highs and lows, I will share that with you, because we're only human, right? So we're not robots. We're human beings who drive a truck for a living, a very important role that has a lot of responsibility. So I want to share with you my lows and my highs when I go through them as much as I can, to show you the reality of being a driver, but also to show you that it's also a great job. It's what you make of it. So that is what the channel is all about. That's what me recording is all about, to be that transparent with you. And yeah, that's what it's all about for me. So, you know, I will not sell you something if I don't believe in it. I won't say come into this industry, it's the best thing you'll ever do, it's great, because you'll go and do it, you'll work for a really terrible company and you'll regret it. And you'll think, oh, I've sold you a dream that's not a dream. It's what you make of the industry, it's what you make of the job. It really is. So, because every company runs differently, right? You may agree with one company the way I've worked for companies, I agree with them. There's other companies I've worked for, I very disagree with them. There's things I disagree with the company I work for now. Oh, believe me, there is. But I keep my head low, I get on with the work, and that's it. Because I'm not the boss of the company, I'm not a director, I don't own the company. I have no control over that. The only thing I have control over is me in the truck on the road. That's it. That's when the office haven't got control over you, because you're the captain of this ship, not the office at that particular time. So, and it's in the office's best interest to keep you happy as a driver as well, as much as they can. Otherwise, you lose good drivers, you lose drivers, and you're chasing the wagon wheel again, aren't you? Trying to find another bum on seat. You know, a successful business is someone that keeps good drivers and keeps drivers long term and keeps their drivers happy. I know if I owned a company, that's what I'd be doing. So who knows what's around the corner for that. Anyway, so thanks for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this very brief 30-minute chat with you guys. If you've got any questions or comments, comment below. If I've missed anything out, comment below, let me know. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. So I'll see you on the next one. Look after yourself and your loved ones. I'll see you on the road soon.